Career Compass, in partnership with the National University of Singapore.
Now, the growth of interdisciplinary education, research, and training has been a primary objective of many institutions' programs and overall goals in recent years. Now, that's according to an article in the Higher Education Digest. And it added that the core component of the interdisciplinary approach to education is the focus that it displays on partnerships with the industry, the adoption of challenge based programs, and also work based approaches. Now, one local institution here is doing just that. Join us this hour as we examine how interdisciplinary learning is taking place at the College of Design and Engineering at the National University of Singapore. We speak now with Aaron Tien, who is Dean of the College of Design and Engineering, or CDE, and a Professor of Electrical and Computer Engineering at the NUS. Professor Tien, thank you for joining us today. Welcome to our program. Now, Professor Tien, the NUS College of Design and Engineering, it offers an interdisciplinary education in design and engineering. So tell us more about how the college's innovative curriculum can equip students with marketable skills to enhance their careers.
So, back in 2022, we revamped our curriculum in two ways. One, we expanded the common curriculum, which we introduced very relevant skills for the students that are basically adapted to the market, like AI, design thinking, project management. And then at the same time, we also changed fundamentally the way the electives work. We made it more modular so the students can actually tap into the comprehensive offering of the university so that they can actually choose from a wide variety of majors and minors option. Now they can get basically access to 35 plus over second majors and 60 over minors and specialization. And that makes them a lot more adaptive and agile skill-wise.
All right. Does it make it more complicated, though, with so many options now they've got to figure out which one to choose?
Yes. Yeah, having a lot of choice is always a difficult one. I think we provide quite a bit of guidance. So each of our departments actually produce, so-called ready-made menu that they can actually start from. Effectively, as time goes on, the curriculum structure will allow us to explore more innovative combination also.
Yeah. So tell us, Professor, what are some interesting interdisciplinary courses that students from the NUS College of Design and Engineering, or CDE, can look forward to?
Sure. I think, we have about 14 programs fundamentally, and each of them have their own combination of interdisciplinary modules. I think more recently we've offered, more modules in areas related to sustainability, urban design. For instance, livable cities is a module that we have been running for the past 2 semesters. 800 students have taken it. It's actually focused on real-world issues related to city design, urban planning, food, water security, even heritage and history. And so it's very interesting. It brings together students from different backgrounds, and in fact, all the students in NUS are now expected to take it. Now, on top of that, obviously, we have the more traditional tech-based courses as well, like advanced robotics specialization, which looks into AI and robotics. We bring together the traditional classical discipline of computer engineering, mechanical, electrical, and material science, and biomedical, and bring them together to look at, basically next generation robotics. And finally, innovation and design program. That's a favorite for many years. It's the second major program, which is problem-based learning. Students work in teams to solve some very interesting problems related to urban mobility, healthcare, and various aspects of technology.
Right, which we definitely want to hear more of. Now, engineering and design, we all know and understand, are disciplines that definitely can make real-world impact. And you alluded to some of these real-world problems that students have been involved in developing practical solutions for. So share with us some of these examples from coming out of your college.
Yeah. Typically, to solve real world problems, they should be in the real world. So one of the best examples and opportunities where they do that is actually they are expected to go on a 3 to 6 month industry internship to basically solve problems with the industry. Now, on top of that, obviously, we have examples where students incorporate real world problems in their learning. For instance, in the innovation design projects, they will be looking at transforming food waste into nutritious, basically byproduct, and end up they could start companies based on that. We also look at creating durable, sustainable packaging to replace single-use plastics, or mixed reality with AI. And so these have resulted in potential company startups like the Moonbeam and MediVR. These are some examples where the students are effectively translating what they learn into applications in the world. Now, on top of that, they're also entering into basically design competitions where the design problems are real world based. This in 2021, we have winners of the IKEA Young Designers Award won by mechanical engineering students. We have the James Dyson International Global winner also coming from a biomedical and material science students. So many of these are examples where basically interdisciplinary teams, multidisciplinary teams come together. They address a real problem out there, and then with innovative solutions.
It does sound like some of them would already be landing jobs even before they graduate, the way they're out there already trying to solve real world problems. Yeah, Professor, let's also continue to find out what other resources, facilities your college offers and provides students such that their learning journey isn't, merely and purely theoretical, but as you say, with the real world, they are really right there with it already and applicable and relevant to them.
Yeah. I think we obviously provide two types of facility. One is more like programs where they are basically expected to work together. So internship, I said, was one of them, and project-based learning is another. Now, obviously, to do innovative, to explore, you need sandboxes. So we are building, basically expanding and building new platforms for that. As one of them is this new interdisciplinary innovation design hub that we're currently in construction, which we expect to finish maybe next year, where students will come in and learn makers training. They will basically work across different disciplines, explore basically making and explore prototyping. And this is one of the areas that some of the environments that we like to create so that we inspire our students to create new stuff.
Right. We are hearing from Professor Aaron Tien, who is Dean of the College of Design and Engineering, or CDE, at the National University of Singapore. We're understanding more about the merits and value and the real work, projects that the students get to work on that help to solve the problems that we face on a day-to-day basis. Now, let's continue to explore the typical industry attachments and internship opportunities that are available for students at CDE. Tell us more, Professor.
Yeah, students, basically are strongly encouraged to go on internship. Then usually they spend 3 to 6 months. Either local or global company arrangements are possible. So they would go to places like Dyson, ByteDance, Illumina, and Google, and a whole bunch. And that's one way that they get this industry experience. Obviously, they can be part of our NUS Overseas College, where they go overseas to work with startups overseas. We have exchange programs also, where the students go out and experience another university to take courses there. And these are some of the many so-called internship opportunities they get. And obviously, our Office of Student Life would actually are currently building more partnerships with more companies locally. And to give students more options to go out to experience learning and working.
Right. And these organizations that these students have their attachments and internships in, are these organizations something that the university sets up for them, or can the students actually also be proactive in looking for their dream organization that they want to intern with and then have that happen?
I think we definitely encourage students to go out and explore partnerships with the industry. One of the reasons why we do curate a list of companies that because we have a good relationship with these companies, we know they're safe to work with and they are representative of the values that we want our students to experience. So it is a partnership. It's a partnership with the students. If they bring in new partners they would like to go out to, there's partnership with the companies and companies that have shown strong track record to providing a valuable and enriching experience for our students. We would love to work with them.
And just as the pandemic interrupted and disrupted and forced transformation in the workplace, I'm sure it also has impacted the educational front as well. So how did the
Yeah.
pandemic then reshape the value of interdisciplinary learning accorded by your college and how your teaching methods have pivoted?
Yeah, I think it's a complex question. The pandemic basically awakens us to the fact that disruption can happen anywhere, and it's going to spread quickly. And it also allows us to see that basically technology, policy, and a strong community can actually effect change and address that. And so that fundamentally inspires the way we did our curriculum changes to basically effectively focus on two aspects that we like our students to gain. One is an agile skill set, a second, a adaptive mindset. And so those are the two fundamental things that we incorporate into our teaching. And I think in terms of how it changed the way we do teaching and learning is that, obviously we now do a lot more blended learning, meaning that the school, we have now basically equipped with ability to deliver materials both online as well as in person, and we will continue to blend those two modes of transmission in terms of teaching. And I think these are areas that fundamentally have changed the way we do teaching and fundamentally changed the way the students learn, actually.
Yeah, agility and adaptiveness as well to the circumstances around us.
Yeah.
Now, let's also look at what continues to be the priority, the direction for your college in a now post-COVID world. Would greater international collaboration, you think, be among them, given how interconnected our world is? I mean, the pandemic showed us how connected we all are and, the global impact that the pandemic had.
Yeah, I think it's true. And like you said, I think we are so connected these days. I think that's something that we will never be able to change. I think as a college, I think as part of the NUS community, I think we will continue to be top in terms of our research and technology so that we keep ahead of the curve in terms of science and technology. And we're always looking for ways to translate that to learning experiences for our students. So that's fundamentally what we would do. And then, of course, the expectation for the students is that, they're heading into a world with lots of uncertainties, whether it be geopolitical or economical. I think things that we need to get our students to be future-proof will be to get them the necessary skill set, grow them to be adaptive, and then prime them for lifelong learning. And those are the three things that we like our students to gain. Obviously, they should all do that with a sense of well-being and awareness of where the world problems are. And hopefully we will build a stronger community because of this.
Right. Now, let's also find out from you what then awaits students who graduate from CDE. What are some interesting career opportunities that the interdisciplinary curriculum at CDE would prepare your students for?
Yeah, I think as I said earlier, I think with the new curriculum, the students now get access to a myriad of opportunities in terms of creating their own program, and so that will address a lot of new hybrid jobs. We see that the industry, because of the rapid changes and the role of technology, a lot of new potential jobs are emerging, and many of these will need a diverse set of skill set. And so things like data scientists with engineer, and then these are areas where they can take engineering management, specialization in analytics and decision intelligence, a minor in data engineering. Many of these combinations can happen. Or AI and data engineer, where electrical engineers could take up advanced electronics, and minor in data engineering will bring them into jobs in this area, or health tech engineers. So there's many combinations. It's up to the imagination of the industry, obviously, and the students. But I think more importantly, I think this allows the students to adapt ahead of time, preemptively, looking out into what are the potential hot areas and what are the skills they want to gain, and here's what we will prepare them for.
Yeah, the options where careers are concerned is as varied as the options and combinations available at CDE. And Professor, thank you so much for making time to speak with us today.
Thank you,
Professor
Stanley.
Aaron Tien is the Dean of the College of Design and Engineering and a Professor of Electrical and Computer Engineering at the National University of Singapore. And don't forget, the NUS Open House 2023 is coming up. And if you'd like to view the schedule, you can visit www.nus.edu.sg/open house.
Career Compass, in partnership with the National University of Singapore.